and I equally gave the assignment on it, right? I have to draw different joints. I hope you've drawn the joints. What is no? I only ask you to submit that is the one made with ply, with wood. The joints made with wood, that's what I asked you to submit. I said you should draw in your sketch pad. Hey, I don't want noise, please. You can easily purchase another one around or from your house. Ask me again, damn question. So, I will give you another opportunity. Please, those the question, that's the assignment. Do it in your sketch pad. The one you are going to make with wood is the one I actually asked you to submit when we resume. Is that clear? Is that clear? So today we are going to have a metal work project. Silence, please. Ganiru. You have just 1 minute before you cross the threshold to red card. This is your final warning. Yes. You say? Done what? And then you submit, bring it now. So today we are going to have a class on metalwork project. Just like the woodwork project, it is more practically oriented. It is more practically oriented because for that topic we need to do the actual, that is the construction. The only thing we need now is just to know the rudiments of the practical. That is how you go about the practical. So today we are having metalwork project, and there are different things which we can do with metal. The history of metal has gone back to thousands of years ago, and of course I've taught you on metals, types of metals. That is, who can tell us the types of metals we have? Yes, ferrous and non-ferrous metals. So metals can be made into sheets, it can be drawn into wires. It can be made into wires. Abdulrahman, very good. Submit when we resume. So it can be drawn into wires, it can be used to make plates, flat plates, corrugated shapes, and any other shapes. So now, all around us, we can see different things that are made with wire. Stand up, please. Close your eyes. Don't let me repeat myself. So, there are so many things which you can make with metals. Also, in metalwork, you need some instruments too. Like, for example, if you are going to do anything with metalwork, a project of metal, you need flat plates. Flat plate has different types of gauges. Gauges means the thickness of those plates. If you say gauge, it means different thickness. We have 6 mm, 10 mm, 12 mm, 18 mm, and so on and so forth. Then we have flat plates. We have rods, that's iron rod. We have corrugated iron sheet, and so many other types of metals. Then for rod, we have twisted and non-twisted. If you look at the window, the ones that is used for this burglar proof is twisted. As you can see, the body, it has a twisted shape. So this one is a twisted metal. Then flat plate is the one they use in making body of cars and so many other things. And if you look at the body of car, the gauge is lighter than the one that is used in making this window. So depending on the project you want to make, that will determine the gauge that you want to use. Watering can. How many of you have seen watering can before? Watering can. Can they use in watering flowers. If you look at it, the gauge is so light that you can even use ordinary hand to bend it, right? But then look at the gauge of this metal rod, you cannot bend it. Even if we are to remove one of them, you cannot bend it because the gauge is thicker than that one. So there are some things which you can make, like metal drawer, metal safe, and so many other things. Then we have metal chairs also. Ibrahim, which note is that? Huh? Let me see. So, the shape development of cylinder is a flat square pattern. Let's say you want to do something on that has a cylindrical shape. That means you need something that is round. Okay. So first thing is for you to make the metal as a round object. Then there are some metals which might need you to weld. To weld, that means you have to use welding machine. Then there are some which you have to use gas. When I talk of gas, I mean oxyacetylene gas. The type of gas that these artisans that repairs cars, the type of gas they use, they mix two types of gas together. That is acetylene and oxygen. Then there's another one in another container which they drop in certain components, which is called carbide. Carbide. Have you heard of that one before? Carbide. Carbide. Who have heard of carbide before? C-A-R-B-I-D-E. Carbide. Those artisans that usually repair bodies of cars, that is what they use. It's like a stone, very hard, but then it brings out foul odor when you put water. And when you put water on it, it starts foaming. It starts foaming, and it brings out excessive heat. You cannot hold it with your bare hand if they should put water on it. It will burn your hand. In fact, it will heat up your hand. For you to know the kind of heat it emits. Okay? Probably when we resume, I bring a sample for you. But then, it has another quality. If you expose it to air, it turns to ash on its own. If you expose that carbide to air, that's, for example, you place it on the table like this. Before you know it, within the next 10-15 minutes, you only see ash there. Because it has chemical reaction that is, how do I put that, allergic to oxygen. So when there's mixture of oxygen on that carbide, it turns to ash. But then when it is still in solid form, if you drop it in water, it starts bringing out heat and foam. Heat and foam with foul smell, which in fact, you cannot even stand the smell. So that's what they use, oxyacetylene. So they use it to weld metals and plates together. Now, what you have to do is, in metalwork project, it's as similar as woodwork project. Number one is you identify what you want to do. Like, for example, okay, you want to make a metal chair. Okay, now, what are the things that are involved in making metal chairs? Number one is the materials you need. Number two, you draw the diagram of what you want. Number three, the instrument you need to make that chair. If you are talking about instrument, we talk about snipe. How many of you have seen snipe before? Snipe or snip, whichever one. S-N-I-P. It is like scissors, but they use it in cutting metal. But you can't use it to cut this type of thick metal. They use it to cut sheet metal. That is flat, light metal. That's what they use in cutting it. Instead of you using saw to cut, because you cannot use saw to cut metal plates. You use that snake to cut it. You can cut through metal plates. However, there's no notes for today. What we are teaching is more of practicals than theory. I only describe on what to do and how to do it. You are not opportune to talk. So, number one is you measure the size of what you want to join. That's what you want to do. In metalworks too, we have different type of joints, but mostly it is angle joints that we use in metalwork. Angle joints, like for example in woodwork joints, that you can use any other type of joints. In metalwork, you only use butt and angle. Butt and angle. That's what you need mostly. Now, you need knife, you need hammer, you need a flat bar, that is to straighten the metal. So number one is you bend the plate with a mallet at each end. The mallet is a form of, you know what mallet is, and you've seen mallet before. It's like hammer. You have seen mallet before. So you need your mallet. If you use hammer may be too hard on that sheet metal plate. It may be too hard, so you use mallet. Mallet is soft. Then you form the shape you want with your hand. Because the metal plate is soft, you can easily shape it into different shapes. Then you use soft solder to join the shape together with soldering bit. I've shown you soldering iron before. Now there's another one that is called soldering bit. That one is different from soldering iron. That one you place it in an oven or a heater that brings out flame. So when it becomes red, then you apply solder on it to join the metal plates together. Then the handle is made from a strip with edges fold right over and bent to shape. What we mean by that is this. Let's say, for example, this is a sheet metal plate, and you want to make something that has cylindrical shape. After folding it like this, then the edge here, you join it, you solder it together. But then before you bend it like this, you can use your mallet to shape it into circle form. Then after that, you use solder to weld it into position, just like this. Then if you need to cover the ends, then you will have used knife to cut this circle shape and place it on it. Then you weld with the aid of soldering bit. This one is different. Soldering bit is different from soldering iron. Parida dosumu. This one is different from soldering bit. Any other code? Listen. Stop writing. So that is it. Metal finishing is very important in process and final stage of metal work. It makes the surface look good. Finishing in all projects is very, very important. Like for example, in woodwork project, there's finishing also. After you finish your project, you sandpaper it to make it smooth. Then you can spray with polish. That's part of finishing. In metal work, what you do is you apply something they call body filler or polyfiller. It's in form of paste. When you mix it, you apply it on the rough surface of where you join your metal together. You apply it on the rough surface. Within 10 minutes, it has dried up. Then you use your smooth sandpaper to smoothen the surface. After which you can now paint or spray. That is part of what you call finishing. Do you understand that aspect? There's something they call polyfiller or body filler. They use it on cars too. It is some of them are whitish in color, some of them are butter color. And when you mix it, within 10 minutes it's dried up, then you sandpaper the surface, that's a rough surface, after which you can now paint or polish. When using sheet metal work machine, there are some precautions, safety precautions which you have to observe, because you are dealing with metal, and metal is stronger than wood, which means the machines involved in metal work production they are of higher and stronger quality. Like for example, we have, apart from snip, we have mechanized cutter, which you can use to cut metal. When using this particular machine, you need to be very, very careful so that you don't injure yourself or others. So number one precautionary method is you remove loose fitting or outer garments and you wear protective clothing. Like for example, you want to work on metal work machine, you cannot put on this type of clothing. You remove this from your head before you start working on that machine. If not, the machine, it has moving and rolling part that moves with high velocity. If you are not careful, the machine can draw your cloth inside. Then we have workshop accident. In most cases, it can result into instant death because you are working with a machine that is moving with high velocity and it has very sharp blade. So that sharp blade, along with the rolling part, can easily draw in your clothing. And once you draw in your clothing, the person's face can be drawn into that sharp object. So if you are not careful, it can slice your face into two. God forbid. 1,000 ways to die. So remove all loose clothing. Remove all loose clothing from your body and put on protective garments like apron made from leather. And even when you are putting on the apron, make sure you tighten it, okay, so that there will not be loose ends. Number two is you keep the workplace clear, clean and tidy at all times. Number three is you keep the job under control by holding firmly and steady. Like for example, there are some machines, when you are using them, you have to be firm and steady. Ganiro, sit down. You have to be firm and steady. Like in most cases, when you are working on a machine, you have to be firm. This is the stand, this is the perfect stand when you are working on a machine to maintain. That is one leg or the other one back. The reason is that for stability, when you start like this, you are not stable. Anybody can push you like this and you fall. But when you are like this, it will be difficult for somebody to push you and fall. And I'll fall. So for stability, you need to stand like this when using any type of machine. Okay. Now stand like this. Can you see that it's difficult for me to push in? Can you see? So now stand straight like this. So you can see. But when you stand like this, you have maintained perfect balance. It will be difficult for any machine to push you. You understand? Then when you are using the machine, you hold it firmly like this. Some of the machines we are talking about are like, they have shapes like gun, because some of them use trigger. So you stand like this and hold them firmly. Like for example, if you are using drilling machine, this is how you stand and you hold firmly while your hand presses the trigger. Do you understand? When you are using cutting machine, this is how you stand. Also, when you are working with a machine that is fixed on the table, you stand like this and you work on it with your metal. Do you understand? So you stand firmly when you are working on the machine. Also, operator should pass a safety test for each machine before operating it. Like for example, you are using a drilling machine. You need to pass safety test with the machine before you use it. That means, for example, you operate the machine without the material you want to use it for. Like for example, if you're having let's say drilling machine, you operate it first. Note that it operates very well. Not that immediately you pick it up, you start using it. You may not know. Some parts of it might be loose. Yes, definitely. Any problem. Some part of the machine might be loose. Or somebody must have used the machine the previous day and changed the blade or the disc. But then the person might fail to tighten it very well. So by passing the safety test, we observe all those things first before you start using the machine. Always wear safety devices like goggles, eye shield, gloves, and any other safety device when you are using your machine. Like for example, you have to use your goggles, your hand gloves, your boots, that is Khalifa, stand up. Close your eyes. Stand up, close your eyes. Like your goggles to protect your eyes, your nose guide, your safety boots, your apron, and so on and so forth. Make sure you are well kitted before you start using any of these machines. Also, you remove scrap from the ground and the machine and from the floor. After working on the machine the previous day, there's possibility of scrap lying around, either on the machine or on the floor. So make sure you clean everywhere. You pack all these scraps away to avoid workshop accidents. Then you check the plugs frequently for fractures. Do not use cracked or faulty plugs. Always check the plug for your machine, the plug and the wire. Always check them. Always check them before you use, because everyday use wears out machines. Everyday use wear out machines. So you need to be wary of any opening on the wire, any short circuit on the wire before you start using the machine. Number one, so that you will not be electrocuted in the course of using the machine. So you need to be proactive on that. Also, see that the machine parts are properly fitted. Don't use a machine with faulty parts. Like for example, some of these machines, well done. Well done, foreigner. Well done. We should send you back to Benin Republic. You know, Buhari has closed borders now. Don't worry. So you check your machine very well to make sure that the parts are well fixed. Because sometimes, if you are using machine that is not sharp, that maybe the blade is not sharp, you tend to exert more pressure on the machine before you use, and that is not good. For example, you are using cutting machine to cut metal, and the blade is not sharp. That means you have to exert more pressure. By the time you finish cutting the metal, you tend to fall over the machine if you are not careful. You tend to fall over the machine if you are not careful. So which means you need to always check the blade and make sure that the blade is very, very sharp. Do not use faulty machine. Khalifa, final warning for you. Close your eyes. So you need to check the machine and make sure that it is in excellent condition. When you are not using any machine, make sure that you remove the machine from the source. That means you remove the plug from the wall. Do you understand? Make sure you remove the plug from the wall, from the socket. Switch off the machine when you are not using them. Then do not work on a machine if you are not feeling well. If you know you are not feeling well, do not work on the machine. Please do not work on the machine if you are not feeling well. Because all this machine we are talking about requires utmost attention. Do not work on any machine that is faulty. Do not work on any machine that is faulty. So finally, by the time you finish making your metal work project, you need to decorate. That is either you paint or you what? You paint or you polish? Or you polish? So that is the lesson for today. Any questions? Tamawa? Jinodu? Please speak louder. Speak louder. Let the students at home, let them be able to hear you. Hey, quiet. What's wrong with you?
Sir, you said something about
Yes. You what?
You said something about you polish.
You decorate. You polish. You can polish or you paint. In metal, the same thing. You decorate. That means it's either you polish it or you spray. It's still the same thing. The mode of applying the polish is either you use brush or you use machine to spray. Yes. Quiet, please. Speak louder, please. You say what? You use saw blade to cut this. You use saw blade or you use cutting disc. Cutting disc uses electricity. So it's either you use cutting disc or you use. Meanwhile, it's advisable and better for you to use cutting disc. One, it is much more faster and accurate than saw blade. Saw blade, that means you need to exert pressure. At the end of the day, by the time you finish cutting like 20 to 30 pieces of iron rod, your body will be telling you, that guy, please take it easy on me. Yes. Apology. What is? Hey, quiet. I've explained before now, oxyacetylene. That is what all these artisans, they call them padded bitter. Those ones that repair car body work. Oxygen and acetylene gas. Oxyacetylene. Yes. Of course, yes. When we resume, that's why I said woodwork project, metalwork project, they are more practical based than theory. Because we need to have practicals on it. We need to use all those machines on it. Then you see how this is being used. Sulaiman. Yes, any questions? Abdul Malik and Samad, be very careful. Be very careful. This is your final one. You don't abuse students on this platform. Samad and Abdul Malik, you will be sanctioned for these postings. Samad and Abdul Malik, your names have been noted already. Yeah, I've noted your name down now. You are going to be punished. You are going to be punished for calling somebody stupid. Quiet, please. Class is not over, Zainab. I can't hear you. Angle drawing. Are you drawing what? Are you drawing what? Of course, yes. I told you in the first place. Angle drawing, that is the one we use for frames. For frames, picture frames. That's what we use. Yes, any questions? Eniola? Any questions? Miriam Agonoga? Ikorodu? Yes. Any question? Stand up. Who? Yes, who is that? Quiet, please. Who are those? Please now. You said? Yes. Meta work project, yes. It is still the same thing. When I was discussing about woodwork, I told you that wood can be used as that is a handle of metals. Like for example, there are some knives they have wooden handle and metal blade. So you can mix them together. What project? It is a woodwork and metal project. You are mixing them together now. Woodwork and metal project. That is when you are combining materials. When you are combining materials. Okay, for example, yeah. Are you normal? Stand up. There are some again that you have that has plastic handle and metal blade. Yes. How many? Join. Last week I said, ask your mates now. Yes. I gave assignment last week. I said you should draw. How many types of joint I asked you to draw? 5. Okay, 3. Okay, I asked to draw 3 types of joints last week. 3 types of joints. Quiet, please. Quiet, please. No, I think it's 5. It's 5. The joint. I asked you to make joints with wood. That one is 3. For drawing, it's 5. For drawing, it's 5. For drawing, it's 5. You are a bunch of lazy students. 5. You see? No, Truby has replied. She said it's 5. Truby said it's 5, but not just said it's 5. So how can you be telling me it's 3? Come on, read it. She said it's 5. Hey, Afolabi, silence. Araluwa, stand up. Stand up. You're under punishment. Come this way. Come this way. Any questions, please? Are we done? Any questions? Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, to protect yourself. Like for example, when you are working with welding machine, you notice, have you seen welders at work before? Yes. You've not been to a welder's workshop? Yes. The one in NTIC in front of you? Yes, Prayo, you've not seen it when working with welding machine. You notice some certain sparks coming out from there. So you have to put on an apron to protect yourself. Otherwise, those sparks can actually injure you. Then you need to use goggles, big one, okay, to protect yourself. Okay. I'm gonna go and I can assure you, by the time you resume, you'll be punished. I can assure you. Chubi Onoja, snap your assignment and send to the account. Snap and send. Those of you at home, snap and send the assignment. Yes. Any further questions, please? By the time we resume, we are going to have meta work project. Yes, we work with welding machine. Yes. You'll be notified. Any other questions, please? What do you say? You'll be notified. So I believe we all understand today's topic. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.